Now, let me just say right now, there are still people out there that think the Cybertruck is going to flop, okay? So much so that a lot of you will probably remember this is something Elon Musk has literally addressed on Twitter, right? How he doesn't think the Cybertruck is going to flop. How he loves it as a passion project, how it's something he still really cares about. And a lot of people will look at the Cybertruck and they'll think, well, it's out there, right? It's different. It seems like it might be too unconventional to really work in the modern world. And I'm going to be honest with all of you, it isn't whatsoever. I want to talk about why in this video I think the Cybertruck is absolutely not going to be a flop. And it especially ties into one thing that right now is perhaps more noteworthy in the electric vehicle space, and I would say the automotive space in general, than it really ever has been before, okay? And that is price. I think a lot of you guys will know right now that prices for vehicles, especially trucks, have been absolutely out there. Okay, prices have been gigantic. I mean, we've talked about the GMC Hummer EV selling for hundreds of thousands of dollars. And the thing is, we have to ask right now, are there really going to be electric trucks that are widely available, that are as durable as the Cybertruck? Okay? Here's my sort of take here, okay? My hot take, if you will. In my opinion, from my perspective, car buying in the future is going to reduce. Now, you might say, well, why do you say that? Why does that make any sense at all, right? There are more people on the face of the earth. There are more people buying cars. Economies are growing. Things are shifting. Why would car sales be reducing? Well, here's the thing. Cars are going to start to need to last longer and longer. Because as we've already seen, quite frankly, cars have already become a premium item, even more than they used to be. Now, it's wild for me to say this, right? Because I remember only a handful of years ago, cars on the whole were really affordable. They were very, very affordable. And it was easy for people to look at buying a new car every couple of years. It really wasn't all that wild. It used to not be that giant of a part of the average person's paycheck, right? I think the people have kind of become more okay with paying a lot of money for cars. But here's the thing. If people are going to pay a decent amount, then they're going to want their vehicle to last for a long time. And I think that the acceptance of a vehicle not lasting as long, and people accepting this and going, well, I might get 5-10 years out of it. No, I think if we're seeing the prices that we are realistically looking at right now, people are going to want vehicles that last for a couple of decades, okay? And I think some people have been in that mindset for a while. But here's why the Cybertruck, especially 5 years after it releases, 5 years, yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. It's going to be a paradigm shift, okay? It's going to be a giant change. Because I think a couple of years after the Cybertruck releases, whether it's 5 years, whether it's 10 years, whether it's whatever, okay? I don't think it's going to take that long, but I think it will take some time on the market for this to happen. We're going to see people realize that a truck like this is going to give them a really, really good, solid value for their money, okay? And a truck like this is going to present an opportunity where people are going to go, well, would I rather have something that will fall apart in, 5 years? Or would I rather buy a truck that launched, 5 years ago? And, hopefully Tesla is still selling them new at that point as well. But they might be able to look at the Cybertruck and say, hey, it's 5 years old. It looks like it hasn't aged a day. I think Tesla is going to recapture a part of the market that is it just hasn't been a thing for a while now. And this is what I want to call the so-called, they don't build them like they used to part of the market, right? I mean, how many times have you guys heard your dad or your grandpa or somebody in your life that's a little older, especially, saying they don't build them how they used to, okay? It's a pretty common expression. And there's a reason for that because, well, quite honestly, they don't build them how they used to. And a lot of people want to revisit that. A lot of people want a sort of renaissance of vehicle durability. You know what? We just haven't seen it yet. We just haven't. The market is begging for somebody to step in and for somebody to say, hey, we've got this. We're going to go ahead. We're going to make a vehicle that lasts a super long time. Not only that, is also a really good value, okay? Yeah, there are some vehicles that are more bespoke, that are more, customized, I suppose, that are hyper durable and do kind of have the callback, I suppose, to that older generation of durability. Well, they're not as often mass produced, okay? And I think kind of people thought that a lot of the electric trucks in general were going to look like that. Well, for example, let's think for a second about GMC. And, if GM is going to make a Chevy Silverado, that's an EV. What is it? The Sierra, GMC Hummer EV. We've already seen GM have some issues with the Chevy Bolt, for example, right? And I think that if the Cybertruck can come out swinging and can come out and just say, hey, we are, we're the new generation of vehicles that's going to last a year. We don't care if you're beating us up on the job site. We don't care if you're driving us hard on road trips. Doesn't matter. We are the next generation of tough vehicles. And you know what? A lot of people really want that. And I'm not just talking North America, okay? I think, first of all, the Cybertruck is already hyper appealing to the North American market. And I think for anyone that lives in the United States or even Canada, a lot of you guys will already know that. I would even say Mexico. It has a great deal of appeal for those markets. But guess what? I could see this also being hugely popular in China because it's also very much a statement piece, okay? It is the best of both worlds. And you know what? Could it take a while to catch on? Yeah, I absolutely think it could. I think the Cybertruck could take a really long time to catch on. And I don't think that's too wild to think about. But here's the thing. Even if it takes 5 years, even if it takes 10 years' time, I don't care. Okay? Ultimately, we are finally seeing a return to form of vehicles that are hyper durable. And you know what? I'm a fan of that because that's where we should have been since the beginning, okay? Vehicles not being as durable, not lasting as long, never should have happened, in my opinion. Not good for the environment. It's not good for consumers, okay? And I think this is a new era that we're starting to see. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you so much for watching. Guys, drop it a like right now. Subscribe, share with your friends. Hey, stick around. Seriously, drop it a like. Let's see how many likes we can get for the Cybertruck. You guys are great. Have a great one. And adios.